So we have a brand new CNN poll that puts Biden with a massive lead over Donald Trump. In this poll, he is leading 55 to 41. That's a massive 14-point lead for Joe Biden. That's +4 for Biden since the last CNN poll and -5 for Donald Trump. So it was already a decent lead for Biden that's now grown to a massive size. And you guys know me, this is not a Biden channel. This is a channel that thinks Biden is an awful candidate. Nonetheless, despite all that, he's running to a big lead, at least in a good chunk of polls, because Donald Trump has done just that bad a job as president. If you look at this poll, beyond the simple numbers between Trump versus Biden, Trump's approval ratings are the lowest they've been since January 2019. That's a long time. All of the gains he made due to the hot economy in 2019 have disappeared. His handling of many key issues, from the current health crisis to the issues around racial justice and injustice, have been deemed to be very poor. Most Americans support the protesters, including Republicans and large majorities of independents. On all of these issues, Donald Trump is on the wrong side, and Biden is benefiting. Maybe less because Biden has done anything to deserve it. Remember, this is the guy who said, shoot him in the leg, as a response to what to do with regard to police excessive force. Nonetheless, he's winning. Now, it should be remembered that there are a couple caveats. One of those caveats is less of a caveat than it was even just a few weeks ago. One thing I've noted on this channel before is the enthusiasm gap between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. That Donald Trump had a large enthusiasm gap over Biden. And that means that his voters were more excited, more passionate, more motivated to go and vote for him, to donate for him, to volunteer for him, to do all of the little things that make a difference in close swing states. You know, that knocking on that extra few doors could mean the difference between winning and losing, and only enthusiastic supporters will go out and knock on doors. You know, somebody will vote for you, but they won't volunteer for you. They won't give that extra bit. And what we're seeing is that gap is narrowing. That enthusiasm gap is narrowing. It's still there. It's still noticeable, but people right now, probably out of an aversion to Trump, are more enthusiastic about marking their ballot for Biden. That's what it's looking like at this stage. People are saying Donald Trump has done so poorly at handling the crisis. He's done so poorly at responding to the George Floyd affair that we have to vote for Biden. Now, again, on this channel, just to underline that, this is a no vote shaming channel. If you're voting Biden, or if you're voting third party or what have you, I respect your decision, and I respect the rationale you use to arrive at that decision. Nonetheless, it's becoming clear that when you look at the big picture, people are moving to Biden in bigger and bigger numbers, and very, very few independents and virtually no people that identify as Democrats are moving to Trump right now. That's different than in 2016, when a lot of self-declared Democrats, enough to flip a close election, actually left Clinton and went to Trump. That's not happening. Only 1% of Democrats in this poll say they're voting for Trump. That's basically no one. That's a bad outcome, because in any presidential election, there's always a few people that vote for the presidential candidate from the other party, and it's almost much higher than 1%. We're not seeing that here. Now, it should be remembered that this is just one poll, and it should also be remembered that we're months and months and months away from the election. And what could happen is that if there's a big recovery after the economy reopens, even if the economy doesn't get back to where it was, but if it looks like we're on a great upward trend, Trump could see a spike in his polls. It could also be the case that the evidence of Biden's cognitive decline and dementia, as it gets seen by more and more people, could cause him to lose support as well. There's no guarantees. And it should also be remembered that a summertime poll from 2016, by CNN had Clinton up 10 over Donald Trump, 49-39 or so. Not quite as big as the 14-point lead we're seeing here, but it's the sort of lead that basically disappeared by Election Day, as Clinton only led by a couple, and because of the imbalance in the Electoral College, it was enough for Trump to win. So, Biden supporters, obviously, should be pretty happy about this poll. On most of the key issues that Americans care about, Biden is seen as better than Trump. He doesn't have to be good. I would say that, very few people think Biden is the ideal candidate for president. No one who watches my channel thinks that. But if he's seen as better than Trump, that's good enough. And even on the economy is often the sort of metric that Republicans dominate Democrats on. I don't know why, but they do. And they're almost always seen as better on the economy, whatever that means. And in this poll that holds, but Trump's lead over Biden on the economy is just a few points. It's basically within the margin of error. That's disastrous for Donald Trump. If a Democratic candidate is seen as essentially equal at handling the economy, and he's much better at handling issues like race, and he's much better at handling issues like healthcare, you're in a lot of trouble. So, Biden supporters should be excited. Trump supporters should be nervous. But until the actual election comes in, don't doubt for a second that this isn't over yet, because it isn't. There were lots of polls that had Clinton up big in 2016, and I think people got complacent and they lost because of it. Biden still has a lot of work to do at ensuring that progressives, that young people, that people of color actually go out and vote. And I think he still needs to do more with progressive policy to actually reach out to those people in an affirmative way to guarantee their support. If he can do that, I think he can win this election. But it's not a guarantee.